welcome to Playing for Second. I'm Josh.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Tim.
And today we're going to be playing Here Lies, a new game from DVC Games. This is a murder mystery game where one player plays as a lead investigator. That's going to be me today. And the other players are just typical investigators that are trying to solve the murder based on very little information that I'm giving them. And we'll talk about how the mechanics work here in a second. We are going to be playing scenario number 2, case number 2. It is one of the 2 introductory scenarios that come in the case book of 25. And we'll talk about a little bit of the differences as we go. But just to let you know, this is going to be full of spoilers for case number 2. So if you are planning on playing case number 2, you're going to hear all of the answers by the end of this this video. So come to the table and we'll get started. All right, so here we are set up for case number 2. This is the case of Lee Tan from 1927. Like I said, I'm going to be playing as the lead investigator. My card has the special ability that the lead investigator gets face up. The other guys here, they're face down. And they have their inquiry cards sitting out, ready to go.
So we got Sherlock Holmes over here.
Yes, sir. And you are Catherine Warren?
Catherine Warren, the private eye.
Yeah. Yep.
Looks like a lot of investigation going on.
Well, that's
over here.
good.
Looks like you're full of hunches.
Mine is the sailing investigator.
Oh, okay.
Which
Sailing.
Yeah, they're all kind of themed based on the character.
Oh, yeah. Mine just says awesome. So, weird.
Anywho, so like we said, this is a kind of a murder mystery game. In case 2, because it is one of the introductory cases, we only have to find 4 of the 6 bits of information pertaining to the case. So I have the information here in the case log, and there are. And I'm not going to show it on screen.
Well, I was averting my gaze.
So the people at home can play along. But there are 4 keywords, basically, that align with those 4, I don't even know, categories, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's
so
what they
an
call
activity, a location, a recent event, and a weapon. Mm-hmm. You all need to say those in some sort of order all at the same time. So you
those
have to,
specific 4
those
words.
specific 4 words. They can be out of order, but they have to be said kind of consecutively in the same statement of the case, basically. So at the end of this game, you're going to have to present your case. And if you're right, we score points based on how many of those you got right. The way this is going to work then, we have this nice little round overview here. This case is played over 3 rounds, and the investigators are going to have 5 time tokens to work with. These time tokens are going to be used in order to play your inquiry cards, and the cost of the inquiry cards are here at the top. So Brian could play this Drawings of Dancing Men card for 1 time, and we would just note that by putting a time token on the mat. And after 3 rounds of that, you have your final pitch to try to solve the case. The really neat part about this game is that the inquiry cards are all unique and, again, kind of geared toward each investigator's specific person. So the artist, there's like a mind artist, and it's all about drawing and visualizing things. They're all very, very different types of clue giving. It's not your straightforward, I'm going to say a word and you try to guess the words. So you'll kind of see that. The investigators are going to give me a card, one of their inquiry cards. I'm going to interact with it in some way and then place it onto this mat or around this mat or near this mat. However, I think that information might be best presented to them. At the beginning of each round here, so the discover phase, we reset the time tokens. The players are then allowed to discard any of the inquiry cards that they don't want for the round and draw back up to their hand limit, which for a 3-player game is 4. We are then going to go to the inquiry phase where they're going to give me cards, and I'm going to answer them to the best of my ability without actually giving away any of the information. So before any of that happens, I get to reveal one of the key pieces of evidence. And in my book here for round 1, there are 2 key pieces of evidence. I'm going to give one of those things on one of these key evidence cards.
And it's like last time, these are not going to be very helpful
I was going to ask.
until you know the answer.
Yeah, yes.
That's what I was going to ask, if you were taking bets on if it's garbage.
Yeah.
All right, so
An old coin.
It's garbage.
Yeah, you're not wrong. The first case, funnily enough, Brian knew the first case, like immediately, because he had watched the Sherlock series.
The BBC Sherlock series.
And
you mentioned that they take some ideas from there.
yeah, they said they drew inspiration from
But that was more than inspiration.
the show. So your first piece of key evidence for round 1 is an old coin.
I thought you said we had 2 keys, right?
There are 2 to choose from. I choose which one.
And you chose one.
yeah.
And,
Per
and-
round.
and an old
Each
coin
round.
was the best option.
Yeah, sure was.
Yeah.
Sure was.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and read the flavor text to you.
Flavor it up, baby.
All right.
We'll get going. So, an accident in the end. An act of an amateur, said Sherlock, disappointed.
I did.
This was not what he had expected. He wanted something new this close to the end. If death could be an amateur's matter, said Mrs. Warney. If you are not impressed, said Sal, you could go. Perhaps I will, said Sherlock. I had not considered much of this little club before today, although your tale was at least an interesting, brief puzzle. So what we found out in case number 1 is that they were at this meeting for the Royal Detective Society, and they were all just kind of chatting about the case that we had just solved. So now we're kind of just continuing our conversation at this party, basically. If puzzles are what you're after, said the captain, I have one for you. Sherlock smirked. What puzzle could the dread Captain that's me,
Yep.
have for a simple investigator like myself? Hopefully, not one that involves knots. I detest knots. No, she said, just those of mind. She pulled out a folded paper. A man went missing from an oceanside village recently, then washed up on shore. I took one look at him and knew everything. Would you have, Mr. Holmes?
Of course.
Sherlock sat down. Give me the complete image. Oh, no, Mr. Holmes. A piece at a time.
Very ineffective way to do things, but all right.
So, yeah, the investigators now...
That was all of our clues.
That was
it.
Well, that
What
was
did you
just
write
the-
down?
I wrote down a bunch of words.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's great. So one of the features of the game is that all of the cards are able to be written on with dry erase markers. So Tim's got a little note page over there. On the back of those note pages are the key evidence that I'm going to be using. So everything's kind of multi-use here. The inquiry cards are actually able to be written on. So a lot of them involve turning them over and kind of interacting with them somehow and then putting them out on the board. So you guys are now ready for your inquiry phase, or you can discard some of your cards and draw up to your hand size if you would like.
I have
You want to discard that 3?
well, I have a 3, but I
but
feel
you
like
have another 3.
I also feel like it's not a terrible one for
Okay.
later, and I
Okay.
don't think I'll go through this because this is the one where he invents a question about the case and he writes it on the back. So I feel like his
Oh.
question about the case might tell us some more.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hand on to that one for potentially later, and I think this is the drawing one, which
Okay. Stick figures.
yeah, I mean we have
That was
5 to use
useful.
from, so
Yeah.
it was again once we knew the answer.
So we got activity, location. What is this one?
Recent event,
Recent event.
and weapon.
And weapon.
All right, so yeah, get rid of.
So that is about category numbers. You all right?
Yeah.
Is it a fun one?
Maybe.
So
Is it
this
Jackal?
It is Jackal. It is Jackal.
the lead investigator writes any category numbers on the back of this card. Numbers that share a circle, have something in common, or are more closely related.
You like that one?
And then place it in the information area. 1 time, please.
Let me move the time a little closer to you and me, sir. There we go. Spent the time.
Okay.
Give
So
that
this
to the
is-
lead investigator.
What am I doing? I am writing any category numbers. So
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, or 4 in this case. Numbers that share a circle, have something in common, or are more closely related. Place it in the information area. Okay.
So just for the folks at home, number 1 is activity. Number 2 is location. Number 3 is recent event. And number 4 is weapon. Josh is going to solve the case for us here simply by writing those numbers in this weird
Or,
Venn
I mean,
diagram.
Or not writing them.
Here's the tough part here is
Yeah.
that the thing this person was doing,
yeah.
it's all related, kind of. All right. Writes any category numbers on the back of this card.
I mean,
Okay.
we really can't lose. If we fail this, that's his fault.
It's true.
I mean, absolutely.
But if we get it right, we crushed it.
Absolutely.
So, see what this idiot's going to do with this Venn diagram. He's still reading it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite episode of Sherlock BBC series? And if you have not seen it, I highly recommend it.
I've not seen it.
Each episode's about an hour and a half, so like a movie
Okay.
length.
Oh wow. Okay.
Benedict Cumberbatch is Sherlock.
Okay. All right.
Martin Freeman is Watson.
Yep.
Other people are also in it.
Okay.
So,
I've seen clips of it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was it. Okay. All right.
you get appearances from Irene Adler, of course. Mycroft is in
okay.
there. So, it's pretty good. It's very good.
He's drawing something outside of the Circles.
I don't think he understands how the game works.
No, I was just labeling the circles. I'm supposed to write the numbers, right?
Yeah, you write the numbers,
Write the numbers in the
circle.
circles.
Of course.
It's rings and things.
Of course.
I thought it was an
course.
excellent meta here.
I guess.
Oh my goodness, this guy's roaming over here.
So they're all different.
Yeah.
After he
that's not
just
how-
said they're all totally.
No, this means 3 and 2.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
No,
I
it
got
doesn't.
you.
Not where he put the 2. No,
Right.
it doesn't.
Yeah, the
Well,
one
I'm
is
labeling
outside
this
of that.
as that's circle 1. And circle
Okay.
1 overlaps with
Okay.
circle 2.
Oh, okay.
And circle 2 overlaps with circle 3.
Okay.
Is that how I'm not supposed to do it?
I'm all right
No,
with that.
no, you're doing so good.
I'm all right with that.
I don't. It's not a traditional Venn diagram. It's
Okay.
like this
Yeah.
thing is
Okay.
interacting with this
No,
thing.
you're-
And
yeah.
this thing is interacting with.
We are all so proud of you. So
Right?
you not put a 4 on there, though.
I didn't put the 4 on there. No. And that goes to information.
Does it go to a specific...
I think it just said put it into the information area. Yeah, place it in the information area. So this
Okay.
is just information.
Sure, so that was as helpful as I thought it would be.
That's
So-
related to that. That's related to that, and that's it.
Yeah, which means the weapon is not related to any of those things,
And
which kind of makes sense.
just to
You can kill anybody with anything.
to kind of talk about it a little bit too
Give this.
is a lot of this clue giving is location based on the mat. Sometimes it'll tell you specifically where to put the card. Other times it kind of leaves it up to you where to place it. It'll just say place it. This one said specifically put it into the information area, which is kind of up here above the board. So you'll be able to kind of
And there is a phase of the game where he will literally put markers out.
yep.
And if he puts a green marker out, that means we said the thing. So
Yeah.
Tim and I kind of need to
And I need to be
maybe keep
listening
track of
to
weapons we say or something like that.
Good point.
Okay. All right, so what else we got? We have 4 more, whatever they're called, tokens.
Time.
Yep. Lead investigator places this card face down, pointing it at the investigator who is doing the best. Probably don't want to do that yet.
Yep. I agree.
Choose a word from the story that is not underlined and writes it on the back of the card. The story being the solution story.
Yeah, so basically there are 4 sentences that explain what happened in the case, and then 1 word in each of those sentences is underlined, which is the key word they're trying to guess.
So
So
that
it's
might be a
one
good
sentence per.
There's 1 sentence that I read as the answer per card,
Per card.
and 1 word
Got
from
it.
that sentence is what you're after.
Gotcha.
So that might not be terrible.
I'm not against that.
Do that one?
Yeah.
We're going to do that one. So that costs 2.
Yep.
Okay, what is it you're doing?
Whatever impossible. So the lead investigator
me.
chooses a word from the story that is not underlined, writes it on the back of this card, and then you can place it.
I like that. Okay.
And when he places it, hopefully it'll be a clue specifically for one of these things. Or he can do what he did last time and just throw it off the board.
And we had to
And then
figure
we
it
have
out.
no idea what that was supposed to mean.
Yep.
But he did so good. Had I not seen that episode, we would have not have even
No,
close.
No, probably not.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I did. Yeah.
Spoiler,
literally.
if you've seen the Sherlock epised,
I don't remember which episode.
I don't know
it was.
what it is.
Yeah.
But you'll know.
Because it wasn't even the main case in the episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah.
It was just like a side thing they asked. I think it was the episode with Moriarty, which is just a fun name to say. Give it a shot, Tim.
Moriarty. I can't do it.
What?
Moriarty?
Moriarty.
Okay, Moriarty.
It's like Arnold
Got it.
Palmer. It's really hard.
Yeah, it's almost
yeah,
the
yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both are delicious beverages.
So just 1 word.
Yeah.
One word, not
No,
underlined.
if you choose the, I swear to God.
Lee.
Okay, so it does in fact involve a lead. Okay. That helps us out a great deal.
All right. I'm going to go with that word. And where does it go?
You get to place it.
The investigator places it. Interesting.
Probably be best if it was next to the word that's associated with.
If
right?
if this is associated with a specific one of these
Gotcha.
things, then yes.
I thought they were though. There's 4 sentences, each one per.
Each one really just tells a story that
Yeah.
tells you what it is. So it's a cohesive 4 sentences.
Basically,
okay.
I have like it's a short paragraph.
Oh, okay.
Right. And you gotta tell me the paragraph.
I see.
And then if you get
Yeah.
those words or close enough in spirit to the words that are underlined, you get the.
So proud of him for knowing what a paragraph was. He's not a reader. He's not a reader. I think the word was treasure. If I saw
Treasure
correctly.
is the
The
word.
word's treasure.
I'm going to place it here.
purposefully in between activity and location.
Indeed.
Okay. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. All right.
Gotcha.
We already knew there were
Sorry, I'm going to keep the
activity
Roman numeral
was
there.
treasure. Location was treasure. I'm going to go ahead and assume island, as in treasure island.
Okay.
And maybe they were digging for treasure.
Okay.
Maybe they found an old coin.
While they were digging for treasure.
Or that's what started
island.
them
into
like, hey, we found this old coin on it. You know what I mean? We're already saying too much because if we said the right words, banana, then that might turn out to be like the weapon. Or
Banana's
something.
a weapon.
You know it. You know it.
Absolutely.
God, I'm going to call it again. I'm so good at this game. All right, so we're each down to 3
We have
cards.
2
We have 2
more.
time left. I have a couple ones.
I have a couple ones. I have
Are either
2
of your
twos.
2s worth it?
I have 1. Sorry. The lead investigator writes 3 letters of an underlined word on the back of this card.
Of an underlined word.
Underlined
I feel like
word.
that's really good.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah.
And then this over here is the lead investigator circles any of the words on the back of this card and places it in the key evidence area. And we have several words.
Speaking of sad, how are you holding up?
I was going to say, this is just describing my day.
Mostly tired
Okay.
and
Okay.
afraid.
Yeah, I'm always afraid. I've never been ambitious a day in my life.
Slightly angry?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I think this one sounds pretty good.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we're going to spend our last 2 on that guy.
Interesting. I'm going to write the last 3 letters of an underlined word on the back of this card. The investigator places it. So this gives me kind of free reign.
Oh, God. This...
Just like an ink blot? That's kind of neat.
Yeah,
Oh, and then
it's like like you
Yeah.
spilled ink on the
That's
beginning
cool.
of the word.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
This is okay. And I'm placing this
And it's any 3 letters?
the last 3
3.
letters.
The last 3
That's why
letters.
it's like blank and then those
I
words.
understand.
I'm putting that right there.
Recent event. Wait, is that's supposed to be on recent event?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard to fit the cards on this
Yeah.
map.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're out. So what is our next? I think Tim and I have like a little discussion period.
All right, so that was the inquiry phase. They have this bolded in red. The lead investigator cannot draw or write underlined story words or their synonyms unless the card allows it, which that card allowed me to, which is kind of
Well,
great.
yeah, partial, yeah.
So you guys can kind of talk at this point if you want,
Okay.
and I just kind of listen.
All right.
And I kind of listen for what you've met, and then while when you're done with that, I'm going to kind of cut you off.
Sure.
And you're going to be like, "Hey, we're done." Then I'm going to go ahead and place a green check mark if you've said the actual word that matches up with one of those categories. I'll put a red X if you've said nothing related to it, or yellow if you're kind of on the right track, or maybe you're getting there.
I'm just going to throw out a wild accusation and
Yeah.
want to see how much sticks.
Yeah, okay.
They are on an island
Yes.
searching for treasure.
Yep.
They're digging and or searching for treasure. Someone recently got a haircut. Huh? Because of the beards, they're shaggy and whatnot.
Okay, I wasn't going there.
Okay, what were you?
Okay,
What were you
I
thinking?
didn't have anything,
What were you
but I
thinking?
wasn't thinking haircut.
Okay.
But I'm open. What are you thinking for a weapon?
Absolutely nothing.
Don't think we have anything.
If this pans out, I mean, obviously it's some type of sword or gun.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on, I've said sword and gun. Yeah.
Well, the other thing, it sounded like 2 and 3 were related. So if we thought this was an island,
Something with cut at the end. That might be enough talking. We don't want to say too much. Are you happy? Let's see if we
I'm
got.
trying to think of what that could be.
Yeah.
Assuming it's one word.
Also true. All right.
Well, all
we're
of the underlined words are one word.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that is
That is one word.
the end of one word.
Okay. We happy?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so you have said number 3.
Seriously, haircut? It's got to be haircut. That's all we said.
You are, say, on the right track for 1 and 2. And you have not
Yeah, I don't even think we guessed weapon
Nope.
besides
anything to
banana.
the-
So,
Yeah.
wasn't banana. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I know you were hoping for that one.
I was really hoping the weapon was a banana. Okay. So yeah, we didn't say anything else. So that one is haircut. We shed treasure island, which is close, and like digging or searching, which is close.
But what I guess I don't understand is island haircut.
Again, Island's close.
Okay.
Maybe it's on the right side with Treasure. I mean, it could be like, I don't know. It just took place in 1927. Okay.
Also, you might have said this word an hour ago.
Now he's making me think like it's not haircut. An hour ago, we weren't playing
Nah,
the
I'm just
game.
teasing.
So
I'm just saying, like,
It could have been. at
be
the very
open-minded
beginning.
as your.
I feel like it's telling us it's not haircut. Are you getting that he's telling us it's not haircut? I can only see haircut now. I don't understand. Okay. I don't think I want to get rid. So we can now get rid of any of our cards we want to, and then refill back up to 4. This whole investigator that's doing the best thing, do we think that's a good one? I agree. I'm going to get rid of that one. The problem then is I am going to have 2-3 costs.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm going to read this just for the people watching.
People.
The lead investigator is mostly silent throughout play, but they can provide context or repeat information. This can include clarifying how a card is used or helping players remember something they have or have not discussed or said before. So,
Okay.
I think that's one of the things I like about this
I think
is
he's trying to tell us it's not a haircut.
you have a lot of liberty to steer without
Yeah.
telling.
Directing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else would we say it wasn't a haircut, though?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can tell you that, you know.
This guy.
All right, so we are at Discover phase, and you can get a new piece of evidence from me.
Please.
One of the 2 garbage pieces of
Yeah.
evidence.
A shoe buckle. Oh, terrific. Okay. Shoe buckle, one of them? Do I get a point for that? I should get a point for that.
At least an extra time or something.
Yeah, something. Got to be a shoe buckle. Shoe.
Stop it.
Oh.
Thought it was going to be a banana.
Barnacled
Barnacled
wood.
wood is your second piece of key evidence.
Certainly
It's like a shipwreck
seems like it should
or
be a
something
ship
like
or a
that.
shipwreck. Yeah. Okay, so maybe that's why we were close. Instead of maybe on an island, maybe we're out at sea or in the ocean, digging up a ship, or not, I guess, what's it called when you dive for a ship, like a shipwreck? I guess dive.
Yeah, dive. Yeah, I think dive works.
I'm not sure how a haircut fits into any of this. All right, we get to play some cards.
Jackal? Jackal.
That's definitely Jackal. It's definitely Jackal.
Jackal.
It's not right the first 6 times. Why would it be right the last time? This might be a new one. The irregulars draw a random temporary. Do we want to use allies, or should I get rid of this one?
It says don't use allies in this case.
That's fine.
Well, it says you can't gain them. It doesn't say you can't use them, but let's... If you want, yeah, use it if you want. I haven't gotten into the allies, but basically you can play an ally during the check phase.
Allies gone. All right, so my new one is the lead investigator circles any of the letters on the back of this card up to once each. These spell all or part of an underlined word. The
Ooh.
investigator places it. Hey, look at that. It's all the letters.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Well, here I just picked up a brilliant observation. This is absolute garbage. The lead investigator reveals another piece of key evidence.
Oh, from
From
the
the
first
first round.
round.
Okay.
Oh, my God. An old
Do you
coin
want
and something else?
that doesn't make sense?
Yes.
And then fresh lead. We write a question on the back of this card. The lead investigator invents a one-word response.
Yes.
Or an X if they cannot.
Okay. I also got the game is the game is afoot. The lead investigator invents a title for this case by adding up to 3 words to the back of this card,
Oh.
and then just places it in the information.
Rocky
section.
and Bullwinkle style.
He might choose Rocky and Bullwinkle. That might be his title. Okay, so what are you thinking?
I don't know.
We have 5. Do you want another super crappy key piece of evidence?
No, not really. This one has the lead investigator draws a handheld object on the back of this card.
Oh, hold
left
up.
at home
Hold
behind or
up.
elsewhere.
Hold up. This is round 2.
This is round 2.
I concur.
And at the beginning of round 2, the lead investigators are going to use their ability. That's me.
Oh, you have an
So,
ability.
at the start of the second round, write an adjective that describes an underlined word. Place it in the key evidence area. An adjective that describes an underlined word. An adjective.
It's going to be an
I think he's
adjective.
broken.
Yeah.
An adjective.
Yeah.
Is it ever?
That describes one of these
It's like
words.
a describing word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, let's describe, nouns.
Yeah.
I mean, take your time.
Just talk about Sherlock.
I'll entertain
People
the people
love
at
to
home.
listen
Yeah,
to
I'm
about
studying
Sherlock.
Scarlet
I'm trying
episode.
to figure out that.
I mean, it's haircuts,
Something.
yeah.
It's not a haircut.
What
It's
else did we
something
say that
cut.
ended in cut? Because we got it.
Adjective.
What else did we say that ended in
Shortcut.
cut?
Underlined word.
Okay. Okay, so did we say...
That's the only thing I was wondering. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of things.
Okay.
Shortcut.
Well, now we said it. Oh.
What?
Now you said it.
Well, of course I said it.
Where is this going? In the key evidence area.
Over there.
Just
Over here.
An adjective to describe one of the underlined words.
With the other garbage.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, though, if we're right on what we're saying, those have been helpful.
Have they? Well, yeah.
The
Yeah,
barnacled
you're right,
wood totally
you're
got
right.
us
Yep.
to perhaps a
Yep.
sunken treasure, sunken ship. Well, definitely can't be sunken treasure because that's the word
Right,
treasure.
right.
This guy's still trying to figure out what adjectives are.
No, I'm just.
Chest.
This feels too general, but I also don't know what else to do
Okay,
to get you to the word that I need to get you to.
sure. We've done nothing on this, by the way.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
0.
Mhm.
So you said diving.
Okay.
Location. What are you thinking?
Okay.
You're thinking
Ocean, sea.
Okay. So okay.
That's a long adjective. I'm
We're going the word sunken.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes on with what we're thinking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it does. Ship.
Definitely refers to cheekbones. I'm just
said-
kidding. Or am I?
Is that potential location? Ship
Okay, I mean, yeah, I think so.
or boat?
Something along those
boat.
lines. I mean,
I'm just
considering
putting
the
some
time
words
in
out there.
Barnacled Wood, I would probably ship, vessel,
Yep.
boat,
Yep.
other words that we won't know later.
Right. Exactly.
Other synonyms.
Okay, so that I'm sorry, that was one, I think, right?
I don't know where's the card.
What card did you play, Tim?
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh, that was your ability.
That was my
That was
ability.
just your ability.
So
Yeah,
now
yeah,
it is
yeah.
onto the
Now we can play
interface.
cards. We had one you were going to play.
No. I had that one.
There's no one.
That he draws a handheld object on the back of the card that the subject left at home, behind, or elsewhere before their death.
It's less helpful than I thought it was going to be, but it only costs one. So 2 of mine cost 3.
Yeah. Let's do one of those.
Okay, the lead investigator invents a title for this case by adding up to 3 words to the back of this card. Or the lead investigator invents a question about the case, writing it on the back of this card.
I'm good with either one of those. What are you
one?
thinking?
I'm thinking one of those.
The question one.
Okay. A letter to Watson.
Okay. I have to invent a question about the case, writing it on the back of this card. Boy, that's follow-up question.
So the series starts off strong with a Study in Scarlet kind of retelling. It's pretty good if you haven't seen it. I think 3 or 4 seasons. And it's BBC, so a season is 3 episodes. But yeah.
What'd you say?
A series is only 3 episodes.
Oh, okay.
But the episodes are an hour and a half.
Okay.
So it's pretty good. I think we're doing really good on these 3.
Yeah. I'm still trying.
Is a shortcut an event?
I don't.
Say it again.
is a shortcut an event? We're thinking because it really seemed like you were trying to talk us out of haircut. So we were trying to figure out, well, what else did we say? And Tim thought we might have said shortcut, but I don't know if I consider that an event. Then again, do they consider it an event? Was really the question.
Right.
It's a 3-word. No, it's a question. It's a question.
Just a question.
This was the 3-word title. That's a question.
That's a question.
Question.
This one feels like I can.
Yeah, it does. I agree.
It
feels like an incomplete sentence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it feels like I can really provide a lot.
Yeah.
Good. It costs us 3.
Yeah.
It costs us 3. I mean, this one potentially as well. I mean, you can't use the exact words, but like, it's only 3 words, so he can put like love and basketball. You know, he can use an existing title if he wants to. Hustle and flow. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. Just trying to make money get money for the rent, you know.
Holy smokes!
This guy's writing a question.
Yes, he is.
Hard hitting journalism over here.
So this is from a letter to Watson.
Okay.
So this is from Sherlock.
That's me.
To Watson.
Yeah.
Do those beasts often swim in this shallow of water?
This is going to be for you can place it.
Oh, I can place it. Investigator places it. So I will place it down here by number 4.
Don't say anything else. Shark.
Try to...
I have said the word shark.
You sure have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't say any more weapons. Banana. All right.
So one of the cool parts about this game, too, is you don't have to get to the end to win. Basically, if the investigators are to say all of the key words consecutively, now they don't have to be in order, but they have to be just consecutively said in the same statement of fact, basically, a statement of case, they just automatically win. So if during their discussion I hear them say all 4 of those words kind of consecutively and piecing them together as a case, they win. Or if we get to the check phase where they're kind of discussing the case after I've given them some more indication of how well they're doing, they can also win at that point. Sorry, just...
I feel like we might be close. So I'm going to...
Yeah. So...
We were diving...
While diving
in the ocean and or sea, having previously gotten a haircut, we were attacked by a shark.
This was a ship, right?
Location was the ship?
Didn't we
ship.
say that it was like the sunken ship?
Sunken ship, diving.
Diving for treasure near... at the ship.
Sunken ship in the ocean
My
or
previous
sea.
statement was not to get Brian to go on a tirade of guessing random things. It was just to merely tell the viewers how you can win the game.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure that was a tirade, and I don't think they were random things.
Was it a 3-minute tirade?
That's right. You do like your 3-minute tirade.
All right, so we have 2 time left.
I still don't know this one.
I don't know what we said.
Well, I'm thinking like a cut from a bite.
Yeah.
But I can't figure out like what cut. Paper cut? You know what I mean?
And we would have had to have said it because he gave us a green.
Right.
We didn't say it. The only thing I think I said was haircut.
I'm gonna. We don't.
Live your life. Okay, we got 2 left. What are you thinking?
What else you got?
I got the one where you can draw stick figures.
I'm not against
which
stick
might be okay.
figures.
Yeah.
You can do that and this. That'd be our 2.
Let's do it.
Okay, what's this one?
You get to draw something.
The lead investigator draws a handheld object on the back of this card that the subject left at home, behind, or elsewhere before their death.
Forgot his snorkel.
Could be. Maybe he forgot his hat after his haircut.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he didn't forget it though. He doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it anymore.
Look at that beautiful haircut.
Doesn't fit anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's making it sound like it's not a haircut, but I don't know what else we said.
Yeah.
Another fantastic episode is the Hound of the Baskervilles episode.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a pretty good
Really?
one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think every episode is like a story. They just modernized it.
I was going to say, I read that as a high school freshman. I think
Right?
that's really
That sounds familiar.
Only story I'm familiar with.
I think A Study in Scarlet and Hound of the Baskervilles are the only 2 I read.
What is that?
That's the one where he finds... So in the show, he basically finds a woman who, I think she's wearing all scarlet, and she writes something with like a scarlet lipstick.
Okay.
And of course, it's a key piece of evidence.
Of course.
Much like barnacled wood or an old coin.
Have you ever played A Study in Emerald?
The Cthulhu? No.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks better.
Is
than the
that
first
what
one I
that
drew.
is? Is that a
I don't know.
spin on
I
A
don't
Study
The
know.
in
investigator
Scarlet?
places it. I'm
Yeah.
going to place it here by number 3, but
It's a
I'm
Band-Aid, dude.
I'm putting up key information. It goes with number
It's
3,
a
but there's
cut.
not a lot of space there. So.
Just write a 3 on it.
It's not a haircut.
He could have cut
It's
the hair.
it's a paper cut, dude.
You think it's a paper cut?
It's something cut.
Did we say paper
I
cut?
don't know if it's paper cut.
I mean, I think he's steering us away from haircut,
He
but I'm
forgot-
still 100% confident it's haircut
The guy forgot to bring his Band-Aid.
for his haircut. Okay, it's not a haircut. Fine, Tim. He forgot to bring, I mean, what if they were cutting his hair in the, I mean, it's a 27, you know what I mean? Snip, snip. Oh no, I accidentally cut your head. Here's a Band-Aid.
And you're
Welcome.
Because
You're dead.
You need
You're
a
dead from
Band-Aid. Yeah.
Plus, you sneezed earlier. You
You're
are
dead.
done.
Hey, you got one more time left.
We have one more time. We were going to do this
you're
one.
one.
Draw some stick figures, bro.
Why do you got to give me the artsy ones? I'm terrible
It's
at art.
fun for us.
It took me
great.
3
We
times
knew-
to draw that Band-Aid. It
but we
looked like a
knew it-
pickle the first
We
time.
knew exactly what
Oh,
it
maybe
was.
that is a pickle with a
It
Band-Aid
could
on
be
it.
a pickle with a square.
I like it.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert, it's not a pickle.
He's
Draw
not
up to
cucumber? He's not
3 stick figures of people in any pose or arrangement on the back of this card with no other objects or labels. And then I'm going to label them subject, foe,
Or other. You know,
or
super
other.
helpful. Other.
Yeah, they got to be pictures of people.
Okay, so you
in
can't draw the
subject,
shark.
foe,
Shark,
or
though. We still,
other.
the only weapon we have said is shark and banana. So,
Yeah.
and I said banana in round 1. So,
Cut may be the whole word.
that's it. You're right. That could be. That could be. And 2 and 3 are supposed to
I
be.
don't understand how that's a recent event, but
I mean, if he was recently cut,
yeah.
and he didn't put 4 on there, so 4 has nothing to do with it. So if it is a cut, it's not from the probable
Oh,
shark.
good point. Good point.
So if he's cut,
I'm
somehow
not even good at drawing
else-
stick figures, guys. This is bad.
Oh, it's supposed to be of a person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we think while
I'm just
doing-
drawing. Where does this go?
You get to
you,
place
you
it.
get to place it?
Place it. Okay.
Just a reminder to not say any other weapons.
Swimming?
Could be.
Yeah. I just wrote it by the subject.
Okay.
I'm not drawing a foe or other. I'm just writing a subject.
Okay.
And I'm going to place it in. Hold on.
All right. That guy's
Okay.
dead. That
Okay,
guy's
wait.
dead to us. I don't know what he was doing, but he.
What was it? You're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're dead.
What an idiot.
Breakdancing.
The card is oriented that way,
Okay.
and this goes with number 1.
Okay.
I mean, I think
it's
you're right.
dive.
Swimming or
It's
diving.
swimming or
We've already
diving,
said
yeah.
diving, but that
I
might have
know
just been this
diving.
round.
I know diving, but yeah, you're right.
He has a freakishly long arm. I'm so sorry.
It's because he was pointing.
All right, now that's a T-Rex arm.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, you're fine. God, leave it. Leave it.
Now he only has one arm? I don't because the shark got him? Or
the shark
There we go. That looks
Okay.
a little better.
So while diving or swimming
Yep.
for sunken in treasure, near a ship,
Yep. Near or on a ship in
Did
the
he-
ocean or sea.
did he get caught on something and that created a cut, which made him bleed, and
Which
then
drew
the
in
shark,
which killed him.
which killed him?
Congratulations! You have solved the case of Lee Tan.
Poor Lee.
It was the banana, wasn't it?
Lee Tan was a treasure hunter who would go diving in the shallow ocean.
Diving.
He discovered a shipwreck
Shit.
he thought would be promising. He was careless and cut his leg on a reef. Smelling the blood, a shark found him and bit off his leg.
That's why you don't get haircuts,
Wow.
folks. That's why you don't get haircuts.
Yeah, I guess I should have made a leg shorter there, but
You kind of did.
a little bit.
The one has a knee, the other one doesn't.
It does.
It's fine.
Yeah. So, and this is for those of you watching here. This is what the scenario looks like. The evidence presented to me. So sharp coral was going to be next. Had I gotten to round 3.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, this really opened it up
Oh yeah,
for you
sure.
Yeah.
because I didn't know how I was going to get you the shark. Because I needed some way to get you.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I was kind of thinking shark once we got like a sunken treasure thing and we knew we were in water.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you were complaining about these, but these were very helpful. I thought
Barnacled wood opened up a
Yeah.
lot.
Oh, yeah.
Because that took us
Especially
from an
when-
island to in the water.
especially coupled with
yeah.
like
we,
you guys were on the right track with pirates and stuff.
Yep.
And then boom, barnacled wood. And there's treasure. Okay,
right.
cool.
I just immediately went to Treasure Island because of the boat Treasure Island.
yeah,
So
this was hard because you guys said cut at
We
some
did.
point,
Really?
but then you also said haircut.
yeah.
Somebody was like, "Oh, it could just be cut."
Tim said
Yeah.
that this round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody said the word "cut"
Yeah.
in round 1.
Yeah.
Gonna have to go to the tape.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I might have said I'm gonna cut you, but that counts. I think that
That
counts.
counts. That counts.
I think that counts.
This helps a lot. I mean, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
really cool. The way everything kind of pulled. Like I said, I think having more to work with from scenario 1.
Assuming
Yeah.
they're all like this, and they should be, where they
Yeah.
tell a story.
Correct. They
Because
do.
when there were only 2 in scenario 1,
was hard to
wasn't
tell a
much.
it
story
was hard.
or
Yeah,
two.
you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Yep. I see what you're saying.
Tim, better, the same, worse than the first one.
Better than the first one.
Still not a fan, but
No.
this was more entertaining.
It was fine.
I think you might like
was
this
fun.
role.
Oh, okay.
I think
He
maybe.
does-
I
he
don't know.
does not-
Sounds
Oh,
like
okay.
sounds like
He
no.
does not think that.
Did you want to try?
Not
Did you want to
Not
try?
against trying it.
Wanna
Not
try?
against trying it.
Well, that
Yeah, that's Here
was
Lies.
Here Lies.
I really like this game. This is really cool. This gives me code names, So Clover, Just One feels, but with more than just words. Right? You get to have a little bit of creativity. You get to kind of there is some guidance with what's in the book already for the key evidence, and
yeah.
There's agency on the.
there's a little agency here,
choose
and
the
it's
cards,
fun
yeah.
to this was really fun. It's so wide open.
That was
Gotcha.
a good one. This one was a really good one.
And I was like, oh, there's a 3-letter word.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the last 3 letters of the word.
Right.
I'm going to write it.
Yeah.
And like, not a lot of words end with CUT.
Right.
I mean, a haircut
Right,
does.
Right. But it says it has cut.
Oh.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. I like the openness of this, but I also like that it does kind of help guide a little bit in the right direction.
What's the
with
player count on this one?
This plays 5. So
Okay.
you can have a lead.
One
and
lead
then
investigator.
four
Okay.
other-
Yeah,
And if you
gotcha.
had more, they just wouldn't have these cards, but they could still involve themselves in choosing what cards to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how many sessions did you say there are?
There are 25 cases.
Oh, okay,
The first
cases, yeah.
2 are
Just tutorial.
basically tutorial, and then it opens up with case 3. And the book does a nice job. They've laid them out with colors at the bottom.
Okay.
So blue is like really, really easy, and then you get into green, and then
Oh,
yellow, and
okay.
then red, and then purple are like weird ones, I
Okay.
guess.
Okay.
I haven't really looked at them because I didn't want to spoil anything in case I wasn't doing the lead investigator role or whatever for
Gotcha.
them. But yeah, I don't know. It's a neat system, is what it is, and I think they mentioned already that they're working on more cases for it. There's a lot of content to get through already.
Right.
I don't know if we will get through that content since
Not
some
this
people
guy.
have been playing it.
Not this guy over here. And I don't think this would be good at 2.
No, and
Well,
they even
it could be.
so. But at 2, you control 2 investigators.
yeah, but you're still
But
just
you
using
don't-
your own.
Correct.
Right.
You don't have
Right.
Like,
anybody.
if it
else
weren't
to
for me,
bounce
Tim would have
ideas.
kept guessing haircut on that. Come on, Tim. Oh.
They do recommend. I think it's right in the rule book here in the first page. It says while a 2-player game is possible, note that the challenge is significantly higher.
Yeah.
I don't know if the challenge is higher. It's just maybe
I
not
would have
as
nailed
fun.
that first one. I'll tell you that for free.
That's true. Without Tim there slowing him down.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was case 2. of
in this
Here
case
Lies.
too. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if we'll be back for any more cases. Not with this group at least, but
We can try
At
it.
least now with 33% of this group.
yeah. So, well, thanks for joining us on Planning for Second, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Like.